Welcome to Self with Savannah. I'm extra excited about today's episode because if you don't follow me on Instagram and you're just listening to this episode right now, you may not realize, but you can now watch my podcast episodes exclusively on YouTube. I'm super stoked about it. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I've made it happen. So here we are. And my intention with this space is for it to be a comfy, cozy hangout where we get to have open and honest and real conversations, where I get to share my experiences and my thoughts and beliefs and give you motivational pep talks. I want to be your hype girl? And I'm super excited. I'm super excited. So, today's episode, I wanted to give you my honest take on self development or personal growth or inner work or self improvement, whatever you want to call it, because I think my perspective on it may be a little bit different than what you see online or what you see in the self development realm. So, what self development means to me is coming home to the truth of who you are, learning how to peel back all the layers of outside conditioning and teachings and ideas of who the world taught you to be, and letting all of that go and coming back to your genuine, authentic self. That is the goal of life, is to be the most you that you can possibly be, to live your life your way. That is why we're here. We are here to grow and evolve and to enjoy ourselves on that journey. You are only you once. I'm only Savannah once. Why waste your life trying to be someone you're not? And I did that for years. I wasted so much time trying to live up to this version that society tells us we're supposed to be, right? At least where I'm from, it's so common for society to paint this picture or this rule book for life where it's like you graduate high school, you go to college, you get your career that you stay in for the rest of your life, marriage, kids, house, and the list goes on. But what if that's not you? That wasn't me. And yes, I do want some of those things, but not in the timeline that society tells us we're supposed to do it by. I say fuck that. I really do. I think that is a bunch of bullshit. And I think that each and every one of us has our own unique individual timeline, time frame, and our own unique vision of what our life is supposed to be and what we want it to be. Your life isn't meant to look like everyone else's. You get to define your life how you want to. You get to be whoever the hell you want to be. And that is so exciting. That is what lights me up, is helping my women, which I do inside Self My membership, is help them discover who they are at their core, right? Getting rid of all those layers and all the noise and returning to the truth of themselves and then creating their life from that place of truth. Because that is the only way that you are going to be able to live a life that you genuinely fucking love and that you're so excited to wake up to each day. That's the only way. And going back to what I was saying, I spent many years of my life trying to fit in, pushing down my true desires, pushing down who I actually was to try and fit in, to try and fit the societal norms, to try and do what society teaches us success is. And guess what? That left me feeling so unhappy. I went to college, and not because anyone in particular was putting pressure on me to do, but because that's what everyone else around me was doing. That's what society told us we're supposed to do from a young age. And so that's what I did. And the first job that I got out of college, I was so unhappy. I was crying in my car before work. I was having panic attacks after work. And I was so depressed. And it's because I was fighting against who I was. That wasn't me. That wasn't the life that I actually wanted. And so life was reflecting that back to me. It was showing me through many different experiences that I was having that you need to fucking cut it out. You need to cut it out, Sav, and you need to make some changes so that you can actually live life how you want to, how you're meant to. And when I did that, when I started choosing myself and getting honest about who I actually was and what I wanted, that is when life started to feel so good, so good. And that's how I want every single one of you to feel as well. What I learned is that you will never feel genuinely fulfilled if you're trying to live as someone you're not. It's always going to feel like something's missing. And so, what I want to encourage you to do today is start getting honest with yourself about who you are. Start giving yourself permission to be who you are. Start allowing yourself to go after the life that you actually want. Because I promise you that you are capable of it. You're capable of so much more than you realize. So, self development is really about releasing all the shoulds, all the shoulds of who you should be, how you should live your life. The real goal of life is authentic self expression, not trying to fit yourself into a box. Regardless of what anyone else thinks about you, regardless of what society says your life should look like, you deserve to take up space as you are. Who you are right now deserves to take up space in this world. You deserve to live a life that you fucking love. Self development is being connected to who you are. It's listening to your intuition. It's allowing your soul to guide you to where you're meant to go. It's about radically accepting who you are and where you're at right now. Because I think that's something that can get sort of misconstrued with self development is feeling like you're never good enough, that you constantly need to fix or change something about yourself. When that's the opposite of what it really is. It's about giving yourself the space to take care of yourself, to make changes so that you can live life feeling good. Like I said, it's not about changing who you are, it's about coming home to the truth of who you are. It's about prioritizing the relationship with yourself, not from a place of, I hate myself, but from a place of, I love myself enough to take care of me, to support myself, to make my mental health a priority. That's so important. Your mental health is so important, but you're not a constant project. You don't have to go out and try to find something to heal or something to fix. It's about trusting that your soul knows what to heal. And it's about having that connection with yourself that when those things do come up, when those lessons do need to be learned, you can actually hear it. Because there's a lesson in everything. In all of the hardships and all of the challenges, there is a lesson that the universe is trying to teach you. And you have to be connected with yourself enough to realize that. And the universe or life is going to continue presenting you with those same experiences, with those same challenges until you learn the lesson. It's why you see people in the same type of relationship over and over again, just in different fonts, right? But with that being said, you don't need to obsess over your growth. You don't need to obsess over your healing. You don't have to actively like try and figure out, okay, what's the lesson in this? What's the lesson? Da, da, da. It's just about being connected with yourself so that when the lessons do come up, you are self aware enough to realize that, oh, there is a lesson in this. There's something that I need to learn so that I can be a better version of myself, so that I can move forward in a way that feels more true to me. It's not about trying to be perfect. That's the opposite of what your authentic self is. Being your most authentic self, which is what self development is all about, is accepting who you are, imperfections and all. Accepting the fact that you are not perfect, that you are a human. And being a human is messy. Life feels messy. It's not just black and white all the time. And so it's about accepting your flaws, embracing your imperfections. Being your best self does not mean being your perfect self. Self development equals being human. And being human means that there are going to be days where you don't feel good, where you're going through a challenging time and you feel sad, you feel frustrated, you feel angry, it's about allowing yourself to feel those things. It's about allowing yourself to be human. It's not about forcing toxic positivity. It's not about telling yourself that you're not allowed to feel a certain way about a certain situation. Your feelings are valid. Self development is about allowing yourself to have human responses to difficult situations. Now, this is me, obviously, not saying to go out and be an asshole. If you're listening to this, I know that you are a kind, compassionate person that cares about the world, that cares about other people. And that is enough. You are enough exactly as you are right now. It's not about trying to control other people's perceptions of you. It's not about trying to control other people's opinions about you. It's about showing up as, I know that I'm a good human, and that is enough. I believe that every single one of us is worthy of living our dream life. The second that you were born was the second that you were worthy, was the second that you were enough. Your value as a human does not come from anything outside of you. Not the amount of money in your bank account, not where you live, not whether you're in a relationship or not, not by the color of hair you have. You are worthy and you are enough because you are you. And at the root of it, that is what self-development is learning how to believe that and accept who you are and live from your place of truth. Real, deep, meaningful connection happens when you're able to be vulnerable, when you're able to show up fully as you. The deeper you know and understand yourself, the deeper you're able to know and understand other people. The deeper that you love yourself, the deeper that you are going to be able to love other people. And that's why self development work is so important. As humans, we need connection. And in order to have real connections, you have to show up as your true self. Because if you're putting on a mask, and this is something that I had to learn, this was a big lesson for me, is when you're putting on a mask and you're dimming who you actually are down, the connections that you have in your life, the relationships you have, they're not as deep and real and meaningful as they could be because you're putting on this facade. And I'm not saying you're out here intentionally being a fake person. That's not what I'm saying. It's about whether you realize it consciously or not. When you are dimming parts of yourself down and you're putting on this mask, you're not able to actually have that deep, meaningful connection because it's not who you actually are. The person that you're friends with or in a relationship with is with somebody who maybe you're not actually at your core. And that feels so draining. It feels exhausting to live your life in that way. And like I said, I did this unconsciously for quite a long time. I didn't feel like I could be my true self. I didn't feel like I could express myself the way that I wanted to. And through inner work, through doing this self development work, I've been able to heal that. And holy crap, does it feel so much better to live life this way of just allowing yourself to be you, whether other people like it or not, whether they accept you or understand you or not. You're not here to try to be liked by everybody. You're not here to try to be understood by everybody. Let them not understand you. Let them have their opinions of you. If you're showing up as your true self and you are being a good human, that is all that matters. That's all that matters. The way that you choose to live your life does not have to make sense to anybody but you. And if you live your life trying to please everyone else around you, that's not actually living. You're not actually living. And yeah, it can feel scary. It can feel uncomfortable to allow yourself to just be you and make choices that align with who you actually are, even if nobody else gets it. I get it. It feels uncomfortable. But when you allow yourself to feel that fear and do whatever it is that you want to do anyway, on the other side of that fear is the life that you actually want to have. And I think back to my life, and every single thing that I have loved in my life and has lit me up and were some of the best decisions I've ever made was when I allowed myself to feel the fear and do the fucking thing anyway. It was all on the other side of fear. For example, moving abroad to New Zealand was scary. Nobody else around me was doing that. That wasn't the societal norms. But when I took the leap and I trusted myself and I allowed myself to follow my desires, my whole mother effing life opened up for me in ways that I can't even imagine. I wouldn't be here right now making this podcast episode if I wouldn't have made that decision. Because I chose to trust the universe, to take the leap, to follow my heart, it has led me to where I am now. And I am so thankful every single day that I chose me. It's not selfish to put yourself first. Because when you're showing up and you're taking care of yourself and you're making decisions that are genuinely gonna make you happy because you're doing what you actually want to do, you are going to show up better for everyone else in your life as well. It's like that phrase or that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's true. It is true. And when you're pouring into yourself, you have more to give to others. So start taking some time to get to know yourself. Start being honest about who you are. Start listening to what your true desires are. Are you going to allow yourself to accept those desires? Are you going to give yourself permission to go for it? And I promise that when you do, and this doesn't mean you have to change your entire life overnight, it's about taking baby steps to start living in alignment with who you actually are. And when you do that, there is a whole nother magical, abundant, fruitful life waiting for you. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, my first episode that you've been able to watch. I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button. It's free to do. You literally just have to push the button and like the video, share the video if you found it helpful. And if you want even more support in everything that I talked about today, you may feel called to join Self, my monthly membership. I'll leave the link to it in the description below. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.